You're not ready. This is an emergency. This is an emergency. This is an emergency.
Watch it roll.
This is an emergency.
Watch it roll. Pop it, drop it. Watch it roll. Watch it roll. Watch it roll. Pop it, drop it. Watch it roll.
This is an emergency.
Watch it roll. Pop it, drop it. Watch it roll. Watch it roll. Watch it roll. Pop it, drop it. Watch it roll.
This is an emergency.
Watch it roll. Pop it, drop it. Watch it roll. Watch it roll. Watch it roll. You should kill him all. Kill him all. Kill him all. You should kill him all. Kill him all. Kill him all. What's up, shorty? Excuse my grammar. Can't help but notice you's a bad man, my jammer. If I take you home, I'ma drop that hammer. My swag got flash like a room full of cameras. Baby, you can be a trainer. Pop it, drop it, let me in. Haters hate it when winners win. So pop that booty in. Do it again. And I love how you make those haters mad. Built like a stallion and she so bad. Ugly chicks, they gon' feel sad, cause she got something that they wish they had. Pop it, drop it, watch it roll. You so dope, you can be a model. Pop it, drop it, watch it roll. Booty so big, it can hold a bottle. Pop it, drop it, watch it roll.
This is an emergency.
Watch it roll. Pop it, drop it, watch it roll. Watch it roll. Watch it roll. Pop it, drop it, watch it roll.
This is an emergency.
Watch it roll. Pop it, drop it, watch it roll. Watch it roll. Watch it roll. Pop it, drop it, watch it roll. Watch it roll. Pop it, drop it, watch it roll. Watch it roll. Watch it roll.
This is an emergency.
Kill them all. Kill them all. Kill them all.
This is an emergency.
Kill them all. Kill them all. Kill them all.
This is an emergency.
Kill them all. Kill them all. Kill them all.
This is an emergency.
Kill them all. Kill them all. Kill them all. Yeah.
What is going on, y'all, man? Welcome to Tuesday's edition of the Nashville Cavemen podcast. I am your host, Damo Unleashed, here with a good friend of mine that I consider like a brother, man. I'm going to go ahead, roll out the red carpet, and let him introduce himself, so the floor is yours.
What's up, everybody? For those who don't know me, my name is Sky Black. I'm a wrestler and a music publisher. First of all, let me give a shout out to Corning, Arkansas. I was there Saturday at Inhumane Championship Wrestling. That was in Corning, Arkansas. If y'all don't know what that is, it's like 4.5 hour drive from Lebanon, Tennessee. We had a great crowd. I was in a great tag match. I was in a last man tag team standing match, right? That has never been done before. They've had last man standing match, but not a last man tag team standing match. So shout out to my tag partner, Alistair Payne. We had a great time. Thank you, Crusher, and his family, and everybody who was there. Buff Bagwell was there. If y'all know who Buff Bagwell was.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, he was there live and in person. If you remember the Fabulous Freebirds, you remember the bigger one, Terry Gordy?
I remember Terry Gordy, yes.
Okay, well, his daughter was there, Miranda Gordy.
Wow.
She was there, yes. So, yeah. So, Inhumane, they're coming back in June and July, so they'll have even more people there for the next two shows. So, y'all stay tuned. You know, when I get more information, I'll let y'all know. And then at the end of the month, I'll be at Swag on the 27th. And then the 28th, I'll be at No Limit Pro. And then the first weekend in May, we'll be at Top Rope in Lebanon, Tennessee. So that's the wrestling part of it. The music part is tonight, the D-Blink radio show will be on from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central Time with a replay after that. So if you missed the first 2 hours, it'll replay the next 2 hours. And you can catch up on it. Shouts out to Philo the Great. I talked to Philo and his business partners. I think they're gonna do some big things this year. I'll keep y'all posted on that. For those who want to send their music to get it for radio, you can send it to me at sky.black@gmail.com. That is sky.black@gmail.com. Send it to me as an MP3. I'll put it on there, play it. Then once I'm done playing it, I'll put it on offtoprecords.net. That's sort of like iTunes, where we stream your music so folks can come and listen and comment and do all those things. And then after that, hey, Damo, if you need a video played, if you need to be interviewed, he got you. And then after that, he's going to put your name in a hat for a drawing for Male Artist of the Year or Female Artist of the Year. It's going to be so exciting this December. Hey, y'all don't understand how cool that is, that he's taking the time to acknowledge y'all and the hard work that y'all put in. Nobody else is really doing that. You know, for somebody to sit here and say, hey, I see y'all and I see the hard work that you're doing, and I have these trophies to say, hey, keep up the great work. Damo is the guy.
Appreciate that,
So
Scott.
driven is the place.
Man, it feels like so long since we've had this show, even though it's been a week.
Yeah.
We just missed last week.
Was everything all right with your friend? How's he doing?
Yeah, man. It's just been a crazy week, man. I didn't get home till late, and then something else on top of that. I started back going to the gym because and I tell people this: I don't like to miss days because one day you miss one time, and then that could turn into 3 days, which can turn into a week. Yeah. But then before you know it, you ain't been to the gym in half a year. So right. The craziness I've been having, man, dealing with other people, friends and whatnot, on top of me trying to adjust and get back into being in the gym, it's been crazy, man. But I missed last week because to me, this show is like therapy, man. I just feel free after we have it's almost like, how you just want to get a lot of stuff out. And we come on the platform and, a lot of stuff we want to talk about that we can't talk about amongst each other in places. To be able to come here and do that, it's like we're
doing online barbershop talk. Yep.
Yeah, basically. That's basically what it is. It's a whole lot of barbecue. I'm talking about barbecue. I'm thinking, where my mind at. Or barbershop talk.
Right. Barbershop talk.
How about barbecue?
That's what we doing.
Where my mind at. Woo! It's that season too. It's gonna be 85 today. Yeah. Should have that grill out today. You hear me?
Yeah, and y'all be ready for these cicadas that's coming now.
Oh no.
Man, so I'm dreaded, but hey, it's God's work, so here we go.
Oh man.
So that's what I'm saying. So when y'all about to get ready to grill this summer, y'all better check up under that meat, check up under that bread, make sure you ain't cooking no cicadas.
Man. Just because you said that my grill may not come out at all, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But they're going to be here from the last week of April till the first week of June. So that's it. At least 6 weeks.
Man, let me tell y'all. When them things come out, what makes it really bad when the cicadas come out, especially in the way that they came out the last time they was around, you can't even scream if you want to. Because you mess around and one of them be in your mouth. You can't even do it. Can't scream.
That is absolutely true. They're going to be everywhere. So you got to take care of your pets. They're going to be all on your pets. As if your pets ain't eating them first. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, and I got a dog that'll do it. My little puppy still eat them.
Yeah, so that's coming. And I know kids like to go swimming pool. Again, you're going to have to make sure, check your bags, everything. Because they're going to be everywhere.
And you know what I'm going to hate about them?
What's that?
When you cut grass, they cover you up. Because they confuse the lawnmower sound with their mating sound. So that's all of them come on you and you just there and you just...
Yeah, you don't know what to do. You kind of froze.
Yeah, you just there. You just...
too many don't even know who you are. Like, who is that? What is that?
Man. They said this was the season for that, and I said, it was a nightmare.
But for two different types, though, the 13 and the 17 are both coming at the same time. They ain't done this since the 1800s.
Oh,
that's the problem. So when you're having two different types of cicadas, the 17-year and the 13-year coming at the same time, again, that's what's making it billions and trillions of these things coming.
Oh.
Yeah.
And you cannot, I mean, if you go out, you open the door, anything, you can't avoid it. Yeah. That's the thing. You can't avoid them things.
And that's what pissed me off. I think it was like 2010 when I was living in Murfreesboro. You can't bring the groceries in because once you open the door, they're coming in. They're coming in. Or if you got to open the door to just go out for a second, they coming in. That was what was killing me. It was like, how are we supposed to get in and out the door and try to stop these things from coming in and out as we getting in and out. So, it was terrible.
Dude. What was that? Was that? I thought it was 08 that those came out. Was it?
Well, remember that's the 13, and then there's the 17.
You might be right. The
But
17 is the one.
Girl, it was like 2010 or 2011, one of those years, because I was there, and they came out.
Yeah, they was all up in the trees. Anybody that got trees or bushes, I mean, man. I'm so glad that I got one really big tree behind my shed, but other than that, and no trees, no bushes. So I might have a little, dip, dodge, and, slide to the car real quick and open the door, But man, you can't avoid them. You're right. You can't avoid them.
Nope.
They everywhere.
I was driving down the interstate one year, it was a long time ago, and when I got out the car, it was like 3 or 4 of them in my back window. Like, I don't even know how they got there. You doing 70, 80 miles down the road on the interstate. How they flew in the car while I'm driving down there, I have no clue. And then the next morning you get up and there's dead ones in the car where they couldn't get out and they didn't die. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it was like, damn.
I don't know what's crazier. The look of them with them big old red eyes. They look like the movie The Fly.
Yeah, the movie The Fly. Mm-hmm.
Or the little buzzing sound. Because you don't know, like me, I ain't gonna lie, man. I ain't gonna hold y'all. I know I'm terrified of wasps. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Well, because I almost got stung in the eye by one. He just missed my eye. I'm talking about my eye. Mm-hmm. Right? So I'm terrified of it. And them sounds, man, they zzz, zzz, all day long, man.
That is absolutely true.
Not looking forward to them, man.
For 6 weeks, my friend. And so I know during the day it's terrible. Now at night, I don't know how bad they are at night.
Not as bad.
During the day, I know it's going to be real terrible. So if you work at night, like 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night, it might not be as bad. But during the daytime, they're going to be everywhere.
Yeah, man. They last time I remember, they were out at night, but they weren't as bad at night. I think they do have, kind of like calm down at night. But during the day, right? Mm-hmm. During the day, that's it. I'm talking about soon as that sun come up, they all over the place.
All over the place, you're right.
And I remember last time, it was funny, y'all. Because, when you get around kids, man, kids that I'm familiar with them, a lot of them are afraid of. Mm-hmm. So could you imagine, man, you're trying to keep kids calm and you terrified of damn self. You know what I'm saying? Right. You're freaking out, but you can't show it. On the outside, I'm just like this. Come on, kids, it's going to be all right. On the inside, I'm like,
yeah. You still a child yourself on the inside. Yeah, man. You're right. You're right. Man. So those y'all they got like babies and toddlers and they yelling and screaming and
you gotta keep them calm. But you just like them on the inside. You know?
Yeah. And if y'all got multiple kids out there yelling and screaming, Man. What's up, Angela Kennedy? What's up, AK? How you doing?
What's up, AK?
Yeah, we just talking about the cicadas that's coming. I hope you getting ready for it.
Oh, could you imagine females, man, that got the long hair and stuff, man, and they, go wash their hair, and one of them come out and be like, hi. That's jacked up.
That is. You got all that weave and wigs in your hair and all that. They gonna hide because they're not heavy, so you don't know when one is on you unless somebody tells you it's on you.
Right.
Then they got 100 of them on you, then you should feel that. But 1 or 2, you won't know until you feel it or somebody tells you, hey, there's something on you. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that is some scary stuff. I know what I wanted to ask you about, man. How was the trip to Philly?
Well, as y'all can tell, I got my Philadelphia WrestleMania hat on. Y'all can't see that. Look at that.
Nice, brother. Looking nice.
It was amazing. It was a 11, 12-hour drive because we drove up there. Me, Classic Man, and Mike Anderson, we all drove up there. We was in a place called Chester, Pennsylvania, but I guess it was like right outside of Philadelphia. So maybe 20 minutes outside of Philadelphia, in a great hotel, man, we was everywhere. We went to the WrestleCon. We went to Access, which is now called the World of WrestleMania or something like that. Shouts out to Classic, man. WrestleMania, brother. He know what it is. We went to Raw, SmackDown, Hall of Fame, NXT, both WrestleManias. WrestleMania 1, the first night was cold as hell. It got like under 40 degrees out there. It was ridiculous.
Why did they have it in the outdoors? I don't understand that.
I guess because it held more than the indoor stadiums.
Yeah.
A lot of WrestleManias want the football fields. They don't want the basketball or the baseball fields. They probably use those for like those smaller pay-per-views. You know what I'm saying? And someone can deal with my ex, Sky Black. So, you know, but we had an excellent time, man. And night 2, which is, I guess, the best night, the electricity, if there was a roof on that building, it would have popped off. Because nobody expected John Cena, nobody expected The Undertaker, nobody expected them to show up, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, we had a great time, you know.
Man.
So I hope everybody at home that was watching had a great time.
You know what? The first night didn't disappoint me because, you know, Sami Zayn beating Gunther. I was ecstatic. You know, I was real ecstatic and excited about that.
Right.
I expected the ending to end the way that it did. I expected Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins to lose that match. That was predictable. Yeah. But I gotta give the writers of the WWE credit. That second night, the way they ended that, nobody saw The Undertaker being a part of that. I don't think anybody saw that coming. Right. And when you heard that, I said, I was at work losing it. I was like a little kid.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I was not expecting that whatsoever. I was expecting one of the bloodlines to come out and interfere and cost Cody the match. But I did not expect all that other stuff to happen. So kudos to Paul Levesque, Triple H, for helping put a great show together, a great WrestleMania. The only problem is if this is the best WrestleMania ever in history, what are you going to do for 41?
Well, you know, it may be another 30, 40 years before we see another really, really great one. Because I'm telling y'all, the last one that I can remember that I consider really great was the one where Hulk Hogan picked up Andre. Because, you know, back then in the 80s, for a man that was like, Hulk Hogan isn't a little guy himself, but he ain't Andre the Giant.
No.
For him to pick up Andre the Giant, and as little kids, we thought that was impossible.
Right.
We thought this is when we thought wrestling was real too. When he slammed him, we lost it. I mean, man, it was like a Super Bowl. The WrestleMania felt like a Super Bowl. This one had that same feeling. The only difference is I'm grown. Back then, I was a little kid. But being grown, seeing this, I'm like, oh, this is it.
Yep. And you know, and I think to me it would have been better if it still was The Rock versus Roman Reigns, because that's what really got me buying tickets then. But even though they converted back to Cody Rhodes, I was like, okay, I'm still going to go. But I wanted to see The Rock versus Roman Reigns. That's what everybody has been building up for the last 2-3 years. And then when they give it to you, you don't want it. So I'm like, okay, that's what it is.
And so
wrestling fans are so fickle. They really are.
Yeah. And they said it got serious when they heard it was going to be The Rock and Roman Reigns. They said, man, them fans was like sending death threats and everything. I'm like, damn, is it that serious? But yeah, you got people that's fanatics on that level. And you know, when you get enough of them like that.
But the past couple of years, this is what they wanted. The past couple of years, they've been wanting The Rock versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. They give it to him. Now they didn't want it. They wanted Cody to finish his story.
Right.
And so Cody's been campaigning, right? So you've been campaigning, then you got elected. So then you wanted to be the man, the champion. Here you go. Yep.
And it's going to be interesting, man, because, you know, I got to give Roman his props, man, for the last 3 years, 3.5, maybe 4. He didn't care. Well, it's about 3 at least. He's carried that, man, the WWE. I think it was great that he was champion. I wish Seth Rollins would have held it a little longer, but I also understand, man, he probably dealing with some physical injuries that he need to take time and recuperate. So I understand them having him lose his belt. I do like the twist of Damian Priest coming down with the Money in the Bank suitcase and bopping Drew McIntyre in the head and putting the move on him and stealing it. I love that element of it. So, because Drew McIntyre, I like Drew, but he kind of boring, man. He boring. The last Scottish dude that, I thought was worthy of holding that title was Roddy Piper. Because Roddy Piper was hilarious, dude. He was hilarious. I think Drew, man, they got to do something with his character. They trying, making them dark, but it's still a little too dry. So,
yeah, I can agree with that. I'm glad Damian Priest. I'm a huge Judgment Day fan. Thanks to Judgment Day, I actually care about Dominic Mysterio, because when he was a good guy with his daddy, I'm not saying he couldn't wrestle, because he could. I just didn't give a damn about his character. But once he got the Judgment Day, I'm a huge Dominic Mysterio fan. So I love Judgment Day. I'm glad that Damian finally cashed it in. So we'll see what they're going to come up with now. Because now, man, it's they say it's hard to make it to the top of the mountain. Man, it's hard to stay at the top. So now you're posting ratings like back in the late 90s, early 2000s when Stone Cold was hot. Now you got to hold that. Now you got to hold that. That's the hard part, man. It's coming up with stuff to keep people interested each and every week, because sometimes you can capture lightning in a bottle once and then you're done.
Right.
So now WrestleMania 40 is the best of all time. How do you keep that momentum going to 41? And then what are you going to do in 41 that you can say they can top 40? So we'll see how this works out.
And that's the thing with Cody Rhodes, because Cody Rhodes it's going to be interesting to see the character that he is right now, if that can stay keeping people interested the way it did Roman Reigns.
That's right. That is absolutely right.
I tell you,
usually the money is always in the babyface chasing the belt. Always. Yep. And once the babyface get the belt, it's hard to keep that money train going, because now he got it. What do you do with it now? Right. And that's why when you see some baby faces get them, they drop them real soon so they can go back to doing the chase again. Because that's what the money is in the chase. You know what I'm saying? Right. But Classic Man, he said it's coming to be a new bloodline led by The Rock versus the original bloodline in the War Games. So you thinking in War Games you're gonna have the old version of the bloodline versus a new version of the bloodline? Okay.
I can see that.
Here's my thing. On SmackDown, they beat up Jimmy Uso because he lost, right? On SmackDown. Well, then why don't they kick out Roman Reigns because he lost? You can't beat up Jimmy Uso for losing at WrestleMania, but not do nothing to the top of WrestleMania.
I think that's where they're moving. I think they're moving toward, Solo Sikoa turning on The Rock and saying, you're no longer the leader of this. You lost. That's the consequence of you losing. You're not the leader of this. And I think they're going to pin Sikoa against Roman Reigns.
I can see that. Yeah, you can't do that, because Roman Reigns was upset when the Usos lost the tag titles, right? I get it. Anytime they kept losing, they got punished. Yep. Now you lost.
Yep.
So now you have to get punished.
And he lost with all the help in the world.
All the help in the world.
All of it. The only person they help him is Jesus Christ himself.
That's right. The final boss came out there to help you, and you still lost.
Right.
So it's gonna be interesting on how that works out.
I'm real impressed. For somebody like, we watch WWE in my house every week, both days, Raw and SmackDown. We really haven't gotten into NXT, but it's good because we get to see the NXT wrestlers every now and then. They come over and they wrestle in WWE. I think that's phenomenal that they do that. But big advocate fans of it, but somebody who hasn't watched WrestleMania, and I can't tell y'all how many years, I have to say, I was super impressed.
I was too. I mean, there was a couple of matches I didn't care about. I didn't care about the AOP versus the other guys, the Street Profits. I didn't.
Oh yeah, I know you.
I really wasn't into the AJ versus LA Knight match. I mean, some matches didn't have a built-up storyline for me to be invested in. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But overall, it was still a great show. It really was. And if anybody's watching that hasn't watched NXT, it ain't that old NXT that Vince McMahon was running. This NXT is back with Triple H and Shawn Michaels, and it's really good. That main event between Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes, that was awesome. That was outstanding.
Who won that?
Trick Williams.
Oh, Trick Williams won that.
Yeah.
Man, I got to go back and watch it, man.
Beat them clean, and there you go. And that's what you need, because if you're going to call up Carmelo Hayes, you're going to call up Braun Breaker, you're going to call up all these people, then you got to leave a superstar on that show to keep that show going.
Right. And Braun Breaker, man, I don't know. He's kind of like a flash in the pan, something from the old. You know, I think he would have been great coming out in the 90s. I don't know about now. I think they need to do something with his character to make it unique. Because we've seen Braun Breaker before. You know, we've seen that style of wrestling.
Right. Yeah. They'll figure it out some way. They will figure it out. And then, you know, you got your girl, Jade Cargill, who came from AEW.
Man, that dude is phenomenal.
And, you know, that's crazy because I just seen a picture of her and Mark Henry, because, you know, Mark Henry was the one that brought her into wrestling and Bianca Belair into wrestling. He helped Bianca Belair get into WWE, and he helped Jade get into AEW.
Man, it's going to be interesting to see what goes on with Jade Carter. Man, I was looking like, man, this dude right here, man, the power, the physique, you know, and Jade, she's a pretty woman, you know what I'm saying? I'm just joking now when I say that to you, but she's pretty, you know what I'm saying? And I think they're doing a good job with the women's division in the WWE. Yeah. So props to them for that also.
Yeah, exactly. Congratulations again. Overall, since they got rid of Vince McMahon, you know, he was stuck in his ways. I kind of looked at him like the Jim Cornette of wrestling. He's stuck in his ways. He didn't want to change, because no matter what you do in this life, things are going to change. And he didn't want to change. So this scandal was a great way to get him out. They won't tell you out loud, but TKO, WWE, they was like, thank you, Jesus, for this scandal. Get him the hell away. Go sit, sell your stocks, and you go live the rest of your life on the best golf courses money can buy.
Right. Because it was getting stalled. It was becoming very stalled and boring, and you can start to see the change. I like some of the things they've done. The draft, them having the draft, and you know, wrestlers not being on the same show all the time. One minute they may be on Raw, the next minute they may be a member of SmackDown. Right. So I think that's pretty cool. I love the money, you know, the Money in the Bank matches, the Battle Royals, the different ways that you can become a number one contender. I love that. And so I think they've added a lot of great elements to it to keep you interested. I know I've been interested in it.
Me too.
So
yeah, you know, and it only comes once a year, man, WrestleMania. So I was happy to be there. I was sad to leave. You know, Lord willing, I get to see another year. Hopefully I'll make it to the next one. And they never said it, but we're assuming it's going to be in Minnesota next year. And that's where Tiffany Stratton is from. She's one of my favorites coming out of NXT, Tiffany Stratton. So we'll see.
I'll tell you this. If y'all do hold this in Minnesota, could y'all do us a favor? Make sure y'all had a dome closed. I like that they're going to do it in Minnesota because they have a dome. I don't think they should have did it in Philadelphia because Philadelphia doesn't have Philly. Y'all didn't deserve it. If y'all can't put a dome over there, I am not watching no wrestling or anything in no 35 degrees. You know what I'm saying? Like the wrestlers was like they was freezing on both nights. You know? And I bet they was. You wrestling and then already the sting of the mat hurt itself. Right. Imagine getting slammed on it. Well, you know, hell, better than I know. Imagine it be you wrestling in the freezer though.
And I've done that before down in McKenzie, Tennessee. That's West Tennessee, down at the old swag building. One time it was freezing out there. I mean, freezing. The mat felt like ice.
Man,
so you had to be careful that you didn't slip and fall. But remember, when you got picked up body slam super, you right. I know. I know exactly how it is. It felt like being slammed on concrete. Yep.
So enough, man. So when y'all hold these events, please hold them in areas that either have a dome or a warm climate.
Right.
Please do that for your fans, man. We understand y'all wanting to host these events in large stadiums. I get it. But man, let them have a roof of some sort. Let them have a dome. If the people don't want to pay for a dome, then they don't get the event. I'm sorry. You lose out.
I can agree with that. I can. Well, maybe they thought the weather would be much better. Because you know, this weather, 6 months ago, you assume in April 6th and 7th, it would be, 60,
But let me tell y'all something.
And here come Mother Nature talking about, no, it's not going to be that way. It's going to be down in 35.
And you hit the nail right on the head, Scott. In Pennsylvania, you never think it's going to be good conditions. It's Pennsylvania.
Right.
Once you cross the Kentucky, Virginia, all that line, when you cross that line, there's never expect the weather to be warm. For the most part, it's going to be more cold than it is warm. Even when it's 75, the wind chill going to make it feel like 65. And in nighttime, it's never going to feel like 60 and 70. Not unless you're in the dead of summer. It's going to be freezing all the damn time.
Yeah.
That's why I moved the hell down here, man. I said, fuck that
to that water, it makes it even worse because that wind coming off that ocean or that water, wherever you at, it doesn't help.
Right. I said, fuck that water, man. I mean, fuck that groundhog. Every time I'm going to chuck that little groundhog every time I see him. They talking about 6 more weeks of winter. I'm like, damn, man, this is the 3rd time y'all done said that.
Yeah, this weather, man, it's gone crazy. It is. I don't even know if I should listen to the weatherman or not. I don't know if the weatherman and the weatherwoman even know what they talking about sometimes. But it's all right.
All right. So we're going to go ahead and get in these topics. I'm going to go ahead and get a song right quick, and then we're going to get in these topics. Me and Sky kind of talked about them pre-show, but we really, man, going to get into this because I thought this was real interesting, man. So, AK, if you still here, stay put. We're going to conversate about this. So let's get into a song right quick, and then we're going to jump into topics.
Ain't nobody bigger than me.
What? I was dead.
I'm just living what I'm supposed to be. Ain't nobody bigger than me.
Come on.
I'm just living what I'm supposed to be. Sometimes I wonder why he's chosen me. I live my life and play my position. For the love of hip-hop, these other niggas could flop. Running down in the thirds to know I ain't so that much. So I took him to church by the way, that's where I'm from. As I sit on the throne now look, now I'm home. Now the rest of them gone, ain't nowhere to be found. Got the crown in the town, plus I'm still on the mount. Way out of bounds, but it's okay. I'm a marathon man, my no relay. Marathon, cause I run keeps it 100, just come to the summit. Even if it's nothing, even if it is, it's probably nothing. And even if it's something, it's nothing. We can leave room for discussions instead of both sides in the bussin'. And if we can't, then there's repercussions. When I eat, it's a guarantee we all feast. Let's go. gotta follow suit, that's the one and only rule. Some getting misconstrued, start acting like buffoons when I started to bloom. Acting like blossom, snakes in the grass still playing like possum. Asylum where I'm from, it's only one outcome. Make a break, cause everything is stake. Some claim they foes, some say they mates, some say they love underneath is hate. See, I can't relate, that's a female trait. O's, homie, stick to the code. Yes, I'm a big bro, straight from the 4O's, and I got the ship so muddy waters I roll. Either sink or swim, I'm well above the rim. Even when it's grim, brighter lights getting dim, I'm all the way in. Either way I win, by the skin of my gums. Look, mommy, I won. Let's go, let's go. Ain't nobody better than me. I'm just living what I'm supposed to be. Sometimes I wonder why it's chosen me. I live my life, play my position. Ain't nobody bigger than me. I'm just living what I'm supposed to be.
Marks or Kales. Ain't nobody bigger than me, man, out of New York, man. Great artist that came on, had an interview with him. But I'm so excited to get into these topics, man. Because I was watching this podcast. I love a lot of times when I see these clips from other podcasts, and they are really interesting. And they were talking about this. They posed this question. They asked this female, and I was like, man, this is something we're going to have to talk about on the show. So, if you found what you thought was the woman of your dreams, right? And you was like, man, this is the one right here. This is my forever. And so you got with this woman, you dating her, y'all got engaged, you got married, you felt like you found your soulmate. Then, maybe a year later, your friend, we ain't gonna say best friend, but we're gonna say, because once you get married, your significant other is your best friend. Really, right? So we'll just say your friend. Your friend come through, and he was like, I got something I want to talk to you about. So, you know what I'm saying? Keisha, you know Keisha, right, that you used to date 3 years ago. And I ran into her and this and this and that. Oh, yeah, man. And we exchanged numbers, and I wanted to get your blessing that if I could talk to her. I think me and her are compatible. We found out we got a lot in common. I know this is somebody, man, that was part of your past, but I wanted to get your blessing. What do you do? Are you okay with that? Are you not okay with that? What would you do? So
are you saying, so the thing is, are you saying, is it okay for somebody who knows you, not just a friend or a best friend, but somebody who knows you and knew that you had a relationship with the girl, is it okay at any given time after you break up with her for them to get together?
I'm saying more of a friend, and I'll tell you why a friend. Because if it was anybody else, they're not going to ask for your blessing. They're not going to feel like they owe you.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? To get your blessing to talk to your ex. If it's just somebody. But a friend, they're going to want to come and get your blessing because they don't want to do anything to hinder your friendship. But at the same time, they got interest in somebody that was a part of your past.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I guess it depends on, again, like we talked about, you know, on the pre-show. For me, it would depend on how many years has went by. Did you put a year? Did you put a time on it? Did you say what, a year?
I said 3 years. I put a time of like 3 years.
Yeah. To me, if it's like, you know, a few years, 3 years, something like that, maybe even 5, I'd be like, man, go right ahead. Hell, I ain't thought or looked at gal in for 5 years. She's all yours. Because, you know, we broken up and we ain't had no communication. Now, what if me and her had just stayed friends for those 3 or 5 years? Then maybe I wouldn't even heard it from my friend. Maybe I would have heard it from her that she's interested. So I don't know if it's. I guess for me, it would just be a timing thing and not really a feelings thing. Because I'm at a point in my life that it's easy for me to get over stuff really easily, quickly. You know what I'm saying? So he would have my blessing. He would. Now, if it was like 6 to 8 months later, that's a whole different story. But 3, 4, 5 years later, and especially if I've moved on to somebody else or I've just moved on and looking silly by myself, yeah, it's cool. I don't have an issue with it. No.
And you know what? I am definitely in agreement with it.
Right. You can't ask people to stay single for the rest of their lives. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead.
Right. But I'm going to add some things into it. I'm going to add some. First and foremost, if I already felt like I got my soulmate or I got somebody that I'm going to be with a long time, then what y'all do has no bearing on me. Right? So even if I'm not comfortable with it, I'll give you my blessings based on I already got what I want. That's just like if I went and got a plate from the house and then you asked for a plate and me already having a plate saying, no, you can't have this plate. I already made this plate. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but what I would have an issue with is this. I don't know if it's in the short term, meaning like say if this was somebody that in a year and a half that I was with, and you were around them all the time while I was with them. Now I'm looking at you like I can't have you around the person I'm with now because you may be playing them games with her also. If y'all two don't work out, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, to me it's more like and again, that's what I was saying. That's anybody. Folks in this world are lazy, right? Out of all the people in the world to go be with, it's easier to be with the person that you with, right? Because while you're dating her and getting to know her, I am too. I ain't got to be on the chat line. I ain't got to be on these apps. I ain't got to be online because I'm learning about the female just as you learning about her, right? And then when y'all break up, I ain't got to wonder what she likes for Valentine's Day, what she likes for a birthday, when she wants to go out to eat, how she's mad, because you've already done all the work.
Right.
Then she's not with you no more. Now I can get with her and just have a smooth relationship. See, nobody wants to go through the long road of hope to get to a good relationship or a bumpy relationship. So that's why I see what you're saying. The whole time that you're dating her, are you just sitting in the wings letting you go through all the work, so when she breaks up with you, you know exactly what to do. And so that it would be the issue too. Like, are you too lazy to go out here and find a woman on your own and go through the ups and downs on your own, but just to sit here like a bump on a log and watch me go through all the hard work, and then once it don't work between us, here you come and swoop it in like some eagle picking up.
Man, because I'm gonna tell you. And this is why I didn't have male friends, but I know other males that did this, and men that did this amongst each other.
Right.
Men got some more than women. Right?
Right.
So when dudes used to get chicks, and men used to talk about the chicks that they've been with. Right?
Right.
So could you imagine you telling that friend, oh yeah, man, you know, I mean, because you didn't know it would get serious with you and the chick at first. So you telling him intimate details of when y'all laid down, y'all slept together. Not great detail, but enough to get his mind wondering. You know what I'm saying? And now all of a sudden, when he's seeing her and you like, yeah, last time, man, she took that head and she poked herself in the eye with it. And he's thinking about that shit the whole time. Like, damn, she freak like that. You know what I'm saying? And then he watching her walk around the house and them clothes and stuff, skin tight, hips all busted out on the seams. And he thinking just like you thinking the first time when you seen her. So I be thinking on that level, like, dude, even though we cool, and you talk about that's my sister, nah, you wasn't looking at her like that, man. You was looking at her in the sexual manner. You just couldn't act on it because, you know, man, you knew it could come out. But you always look. So you're right. I agree with you on that.
Yeah, that's what I be trying to tell these young girls too. You gotta be careful who you're sleeping with, because people will talk and say, hey, that girl does this, that girl can do that, that girl can do this, and all these other guys are wondering, well, man, I want a piece of that too. But then you have other guys that's like, if he's telling what you like and what you don't like, then I don't want to be a part of it, right?
Right.
So then you have those other guys, maybe a small circle of them that's like, damn, he didn't say it. Then there's no mystery about you no more. If this guy's telling everybody what you like to do, what you don't, and what you will do, what you don't, some of them will be like, yeah, I want to try it. But then some of them be like, you know what? Shit, I'm gonna go with somebody else. Hell, all the mystery is gone, right? The secrets behind the magic is gone, right? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Man, let me tell y'all, if you up there and you talking to your boys and you like, man, she made me bust 3 times in 10 minutes. He gonna be thinking about that shit.
Yep.
He'll be like, man, I ain't never had that before. I'm trying to see what that be like. I mean, I'm just telling y'all, man. And so, to me, it would depend on how often this friend was around my girl. Like, if this was a friend that was around my lady a lot, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, he seen her in the morning, you know, and she liable to come over there. She got a halter top on with no bra on, nipples out like this, you know, man. And he probably act like he ain't seen nothing, but we know he's seen something. If it's one of them kind of friends, no. You see it. You ain't get my damn blessing. You do what you want to do, you ain't going to get my blessing hell.
Well, see, again, you got to be careful who you talk to, because if I'm around a guy who's dating a girl who has never said anything about his gal, and then 4 or 5 years later, after they broke up, I come around that girl, then I might be one of those guys because I don't know nothing about you. When you was dating my friend, he never talked about you. So the mystery about you is still there. Yeah, let's go 5 years back. And all he does is talk about you and what you do in the bedroom and what you don't do. And then 5 years later, after y'all break up, I run into you, there will be nothing there. I wouldn't pursue you because I know everything about you because he had said everything about you 5 years ago. So you got to be careful on who you talk to, and then you have to be careful who you run into years later. Again, the majority of them are like what you're saying. They're going to jump on the ship anyway. But then there's just a small few that's going to be like, you know what? Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. Yep. But as far as the question, if it was me, because I know me, I'm not going to sit here and tell everybody what I do behind the scenes with whoever I'm with, right?
Right.
And 5 years later, after we done broke up, whether I'm with somebody or not, everybody has an ex, everybody has a past. So 5 years later, and it then depends. If y'all living in another state or another country, it ain't like you living in my backyard. You know, I ain't got to see y'all, you know. So yeah, go ahead, you know. Hopefully you make her more happier than I did. Hell, who knows?
Right, because I ain't gonna be with her no more.
I ain't gonna be with her no more.
That ex is turning the next. You know what I'm saying?
It's a reason why it didn't work out.
So right. And something else, you know, the next topic, man, we're going to move to, right? I think there's a lot of parents that did this shit. A lot of y'all that did this. We are struggling financially. Credit all jacked up. Your credit score is under 200. And so what do you need? What do you go do when that light about to get cut off and you ain't got the money to cut it back on? What do most of y'all do? And I know a lot of my daddy and them did this before.
Mine too.
Go put a bill in your kid's name.
Yep.
So the question is, if your parent put a bill in your name and then they screw your credit up, right? I mean, they tear your credit up. And then here it is, you go get a house and they be like, sir, your credit score is 350. You can't qualify for no house. 350? I ain't even had no credit. I ain't never got nothing in no credit. How's my stuff 50? Well, it shows here, sir, this cable bill, $15,000. Damn, the cable's only $79 a month. How's it $15,000? And you go and you pull your credit. You got about 10 cars, 3 apartments, 7 electric bills and 5 different names, all with your social security number, and your shit is jacked up. Would you sue your parents?
Well, let's go back and just say, can you? I mean, can you sue your parents for that?
Can you sue? Well, yeah.
Can you, first of all? So if you can in certain states, I guess, would you? I guess some people would. I mean, I wouldn't be mad if you could. Now, if I become successful and you tell me I need $10,000 to straighten out my credit, I'm gonna just pay the $10,000 straight out my credit and go about my business.
Sure.
But if you the type that just can't catch a break and you need this, and your parents have just destroyed your credit because they could, because back in the day it was easy to do that, then yeah, I can be behind you on trying to get some type of reparations, so to speak. I don't know if Sewell will help with the reparations, but because I don't even know what judge would, what is it that you want? It's like a parent suing a child, talking about I've raised you for 18 years, you owe me $200,000. No, that was your right. You brought that child into this world, you were supposed to raise the child, right? So then it's like you suing your parents and saying, hey, they used my name, my credit without my permission. Well, what permission did they do? You're the child. They didn't need your permission to do anything. So I would love to see what the outcome of that would be.
Well, I don't know if you could sue them, but what I am wondering is if you can go after them for, because that's your social security number and using it without your permission. They do not have the right to do that. So, though I can agree with you, and then your parents, if they had to use your shit, what you gonna sue them for? They was broke as hell. That's why they use your information. But
yeah, and a lot of hood parents did that. So if they even thought that they was going to go to jail, I don't think a lot of would have done it. So it must have been one of those things where they wasn't worried about no consequences because the cable people let them do it. I seen it with my own two eyes. I'm sitting over a girl's house. The cable man comes over in the projects. And she wrote down her child's name. Oh, this is when you had the pieces of paper, and you would write the information down, and he would rip it off and give you one, and he would take one back to his wherever he was going. They sat there, wrote the child's name, the child's social security number, the address, put it in the child's name, paid the $30 at the time, y'all was like $35 to cut on. Paid the $35. He cut that cable on it and went. And so every month when the bill came in, it came in her child's name. So even the cable people didn't find it illegal. So I'm assuming that none of the parents found it illegal.
I got to wonder, how many of them cable men bumped y'all mamas? Because I know the ones that put their job up on the line. You know what I'm saying? And if your mama didn't have the money to pay her credit bill, her cable bill, and had to put it in your name, she ain't got no money. We already got that established. So I'm wondering how many cable men got their knobs slobbed? How many of them? It had to be a few of them. They got their knobs slobbed, man, because ain't no way y'all mamas was putting y'all kids, y'all names in the cable bill, and the dude was doing it for free, knowing it could cost him his job. So some of y'all mamas had to get them cheeks clapped. You know, the dudes were doing it for free.
Unless they worked there, because I knew this girl named Jessica who worked for, what was it called back then? It wasn't called Infinity. It might have just been called Comcast. And since she worked there, she got internet for free, phone for free, the hookup for free, the accessories for free, and discounts on other things. So you know how back in the day they would say the best person to date was a drug dealer because you got the drugs and stuff for free, dating the drug man. Well, if you was dating somebody who worked for Comcast, you were really good because you got all the hookups for free because they worked for Comcast. Whether it was in the center answering the phones or if they was in the truck, the ones that was going out to doing the installation.
Man, because I'm going to tell y'all, even if I worked at Comcast and I knew how to do that, right? And your mama worked there too. And she was like, Dama, could you come by my house at 4:30 this afternoon? I know you get off at 4, but could you make an extra trip by my house and hook me up with this free cable? Something going down, ma'am. Unless you're in a position to give me a raise or, you know what I'm saying, promote me, you gonna get down. The knees gonna get dirty today. Ain't no way, man. You gonna cost me my job at this cable company, making $32.35 an hour for you to get free cable. No, them knees gonna get rug burned today. You hear me? They gonna get burnt. You just tell people you failed. That's all you tell them. They said, "What happened to you? You failed."
Oh yeah. Like, like back in the day, how much HBO and Showtime and Stars and all that culture, they would get discounts on those premium channels and stuff. He worked there for like 4 or 5 years, man. That's how I know what I'm talking about. She worked there for a while in the call center. Her apartment, her and her boyfriend, they as far as cable and internet and telephone, they live lovely because she got all those discounts and freebies. Yeah.
Man, that's crazy. Yeah, you couldn't be working. Not with old Damo.
But the princess you talking about is the ones that are in the projects who couldn't afford it, and they had the cable in their name the first time, didn't pay the bill, so now that's on your credit report. And then you turn around, call the cable man, and say, "Hey, I'm gonna put it in my child's name." Then he comes back, you pay him the $35, cut it on, you put it in the Corey's name, use his, and as long as you pay on it, it was fine. But we talking about the ones who just quit and let them build up, and now it's on your son 10 years old, and he got a what is it called? A collection on his credit.
Yeah. You ain't getting that shit for free from me. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I know people are like, "Oh, he wrong and he cold-blooded." You damn right. Ain't nothing in the world free. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Unless you paying me a good, what I think is, and even $100. If I slide you 100, would you do this illegally? My check, man. What is this called? If I lose this job, you know what I'm saying? Am I gonna be able to find something? No. It got to be worth me losing it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make sure. See, I'm gonna ask you to slide that knob because I want to get a sneak shot of it, just in case you feel like you're gonna rat me out, and then I can blackmail your ass. You know what I'm saying? Right. You tell that, I'll show this. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It ain't costing me my damn job. They doing that all in the 80s and 90s, man. So many people had rigged cable. And I knew them dudes weren't doing that for free. I knew it. I'm like, it didn't take that long. It didn't take no 4 hours for you to hook that box up.
Yeah. Well, that part I believe.
Halfway out.
Did I ever see with my own 2 eyes? No, but I believe it could have happened many of times, yeah. But I do know there's a lot of kids that grew up in my neighborhood and neighborhood surrounding whose parents was using their names in Social Security. I mean, not just for cable, but for South Central Bell. For some of y'all don't know.
Electric bills, water bills,
alarms. When the alarms were starting to become popular, use their name. Hell yeah, every damn name.
Cold-blooded, man.
The only thing they couldn't use was to buy cars. And y'all better be lucky your mama couldn't use your name and social security number to buy cars. Them the only ones that said, "No, that ain't happening."
The way that they used to buy them hoopties, because we got women right now, they get their tax money, they're buying a hoopty. Man, by July, they out of a car again.
Yep. Sure is.
Because they go to the lot and they don't never take a man with them. And they go in there and they look at it. Ooh, this car look nice. They drive it. They cover all the codes. And then they take it home 3 days later. Shit look like it's lit up like the Vegas Strip. Every light on the dashboard is on.
Yep.
Talking about he sold me a lemon.
No, he saw you coming. You sold yourself that lemon when you walked in there, man. But it's okay. You live and you learn, right? That's what they told me. That first lemon, you got me. You'll never get me again.
So won't, man.
Mm-hmm. But some people are fools. They keep going back and forth. You know what I'm saying? Hitting their head over and over again. But yeah, so it's a lot of people my age, my generation, man, that's still probably got some of those derogatory things on their credit from 30, 40 years ago, man. That's parents are dead now. Well, some of them parents, so you ain't no suing no dead person. So you just better call those collection agencies and make a payment.
That's it. I wanted to talk about this also. Let's go ahead and this dude, he wanted his mama's money. So he had a hitman come in. Hold on, let me pause this. I'm on something else. But this dude had somebody come in and put a hit on his mama while his mama was asleep so he could go into her account and get her money. I want y'all to hear this story, man, because this was nuts, man. When I heard it, I was like, man, these fools out here sell their mamas out. Y'all be talking about my son this, and nah, it can't be like that all the time. All right, let's go ahead and get this party started. I might have to
and to murder his mom so he could empty her bank account. And it's
hold on. Let me reopen this. I was like, man, dude, you gotta be careful, man. You gotta know your kids. You hear me?
Yes.
It is very important to know your kids, because I couldn't even imagine his mama in the grave. Like, damn. All right, so let me open it up quick.
in prison after
I want to start. I want this to
to
start from
murder
the
his.
beginning. Let me stop this music. Pause it just for a minute. I want to get into this.
This 22-year-old man from Chicago was sentenced to 99 years in prison after paying a hitman to murder his mom so he could empty her bank account and live the lifestyle he always wanted. According to the reports, a family member told the courtroom his mom would give him anything he wanted. She bought him expensive clothes, jewelry. She bought him a Mustang sports car. But it's like nothing she ever did was enough for him. It's like he always wanted more. On the night his mom was murdered, his girlfriend drove with the hitman to her house and shot her to death while she was asleep. The hitman then called the 22-year-old to let him know the job was done, and he told the hitman, "Turn around and go back. I need you to make sure she's dead." And the hitman went back to his mom's house and stabbed her already dead body. At the funeral, one of his family members said he didn't show no emotion, he didn't sit on the front row, he didn't even go near her casket. And I thought that was weird, but I was like, hey, maybe he just processing things different. 1 week later, the 22-year-old recorded himself withdrawing more than $90,000 out of his mom's account and throwing hundreds of dollars in the air, even giving away money to random people. On Instagram, he posted a picture of him at the Burberry store with stacks of money at the cash register, and another picture of him on side of his Mustang in a Versace leather jacket. He was even seen bragging about how he spent $1,500 on puppies. When asked by the judge if he had anything to say before being sentenced, he told the courtroom, "I just want to say this. Nobody loved my mama more than me. She was all I had, and that's it."
So,
What kind of silly, stupid SHIT is that? You loved your mom, she's all you had. What?
ain't that nuts? And then the dude that killed his mama, and he said, go back and I need you to make sure she dead. So the dude went back and stabbed her already dead body.
So did they catch both the son and the killer?
I'm quite sure they did. Because if they got the son, they got the killer too. I promise you. Killer, he just as stupid.
Yeah, because how much you gonna pay me to do this first off?
Ain't enough. Because if I'm in prison for the rest of my life, then what's the point? If you're in prison for the rest of your life and somebody paid you to do a hit, unless it's a hit that if they paying you enough money to where your kids and your significant other or your family is straight, anything under 100, actually anything under $1 million, is it even worth it? You sitting up rotting, and then your people still got to work, and they still in the same predicament anyway, even if it was $5 million. If you in prison rotting and your family blow the money, and 3 years from now they right back in poverty, what's the point?
So, but before I answer that question, let me go and talk about something that I had noticed What's up, David Lackey? So let's go back to what was that man's name that did the 9/11? Osama bin Laden, right? So
Right.
Osama bin Laden would go to these guys in the Middle East and say, "Hey, if you become a suicide bomber, right, I'm going to take care of your family. They won't have to worry about nothing ever again, right? So
Right.
you go out here and you blow yourself up and you're dead. How do you know if he kept his word? Right?
Man,
You know where I'm going?
that's a
So
smart
now,
question.
the same way that it's going with me, if I killed your mom, how do I know that once you put that money in my account, that you don't go back and read? Do you see what I'm saying? Take it out.
Yeah.
Well, you never hold your word.
I
First
thought
of
I
all,
was
if I'm
one of
gonna
the
kill
only
your mama,
people
you
that
better
thought
have a way
about
that I don't never get caught. This is 2024. They got all type of stuff to catch killers now. I mean, your skin, your eye, your nose, your hair, your teeth. Just it's too much to try to get away
Right.
with murder. So there is not enough money in the world for me to do that. And there is not nobody's word in the world for me to do two things: to be a suicide bomber and to be a murderer. That makes no sense.
Man, I always thought about that. Somebody gonna pay you to go do something because they want you to do it first.
Yeah.
You do it, they know that man, it's over for you. So even if they chose not to go ahead and follow through, what are you gonna do about it? You got bigger fish to fry now. Now you worried about, man, the FBI, CIA, you know what I'm saying, feds, anybody running down on you.
Right.
So
And
somebody promised you, you almost have to give me the money up front. And it has to be legit money. It can't be wired. It got to be legit money that I can hold and give to whoever to divide it amongst how they're going to divide it.
And that's true too. But here's the thing: all money ain't good money because they paid me. He paid me to kill his mama, right? He wires me the money. I'm still a free man. He has to worry about if I blow all the money. How do I not go back and try to hem him up for more?
Right, blackmail.
Blackmail.
And to me, I'm gonna tell you, man. I'm just gonna tell y'all, it ain't enough money in the world that had me sitting in prison with some hard legs. If you give me 1 week in jail and I'm ready to lose my mind, I can't be in a bunk bed with no dudes. I'll go crazy. I know me. I go crazy. Don't even give me 3 hours in jail. I will need to be around something soft. You know what I'm saying? Don't put me in prison. Them dudes be bragging about going to prison and whatnot. Ain't shit to brag about and being along a whole bunch of stiff legs. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why y'all found that something to brag about. I can't do it.
Ain't nothing to brag about, bro.
I'm snitching on everybody.
And so at the end of the day, the guy who hired me to kill his mama, let's say I never talked, but somehow it got back to him. Now he's worried about what if I say. So now he got to hire another killer to come kill me and my family. Because what you said earlier, unless he gave me enough to take care of my family, then you put your family in a bad situation. Because if he was just paying me and then I left, then he could hire somebody to come kill me. But now, since I've distributed this money to my family, what have I told them? So now he got to pay a hitman to come kill me and each person that I gave that money to, because he don't know who has said what. Right. See, it's too much of a domino effect. Or my family has blown the money, got caught by the police. It gets back to me. Now they at my door. Am I gonna snitch on the person again? It's way too many variables, man.
Way too many variables, man. I agree, man.
Are you saying somebody in Hartsville was set up trying to hire one of them folks for his neighbor? I think he was using McDonald's Wi-Fi. So they called him using McDonald's Wi-Fi trying to hire a hitman. I didn't heard it up.
Man, let me tell you. There are so many ways that they could catch you. One pubic hair, you caught. One eyelash, you caught. Yeah. Anything that have to do with, you have too many variables that you have to remember to go ahead and clean up. And you're going to see it
crazy.
In some way, shape, or form, if DNA don't catch you, then a witness, an eyewitness gonna catch you. Or a camera gonna catch you. Or the popular one, cell phone towers. How many people been caught because their cell phone pinged in the area? And they said, well, I was out here fishing. Well, according to the cell phone tower, you was here at 3:55.32 seconds. You was here. Your phone pinged about 3 or 4 times. So, man, I'm telling you, man, ain't no way in hell, bro. Not for that.
Oh yeah, and you did you ever watch that TV show with Viola Davis called How to Get Away with Murder?
Yeah.
I never watched it. I didn't even know if it was worth watching. In 2024, there's no way. Maybe in 1980s, early 90s, maybe 70s, 50s and 60s, you could have hired me. But not in no damn 2020 shit now.
Man, when they came up with that DNA testing, the criminals, they would have been smart to quit right then and there. Beforehand, you know what I'm saying? I get it. You know, hell, I'll go after my enemies before DNA testing. Because as long as you had a mask on, I ain't gonna tell it all. But y'all know the rules. You was good. But now you can't. I mean, you gotta burn your clothes. You know, you gotta worry about you when you put on shoes. You got to make sure you put on shoes and manipulate the sole of them. You know what I'm saying? Maybe put 2 big toes on the end of them. Throw them off. You know? You can't do the shit that you did way back, in the 60s and 70s. Now, man, they catch you with things you don't think they'd catch you with. And they show the shows to show you. Sky, you know the crazy part?
What's that?
They have shows to show you how to catch people, and people still get caught. You got to be criminals is dumb. Yeah. They show y'all what they use, the science and everything to catch your ass, and then y'all go and get caught with that same damn science.
Ain't that the truth? I know y'all not watch NCIS, CSI, 911. Do y'all not watch any of these shows? I mean, I know they TV shows, but some of them had just a pinch of reality in them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But the crazy part to me is not even if they paid me today to do it, right? Because if I did it today and I got caught, let's say a month later, I'm okay. What I can't do is a cold case, right? I can't murder somebody today and then 30 years later, you come and lock because there's no statutory murder. No, we're gonna have to have a shootout. Like I'm either gonna shoot my way out of this or I'm gonna kill myself. You're not locking me up 30 years later over something hell I didn't went through dementia and forgot about. So I forgot what show I was watching, but this lady, what was it, like in the 1920s or 30s, she had killed her husband. You know, when no DNA testing back then, buried his ass under the house. 60 years later, she's in her 80s, like late 80s. Now, DNA testing came, cold case. People are going back to all these old ass murders. To make a long story short, she got caught. They locked the lady up at 88 years old for something she did in her damn 20s and gave her life. That's crazy.
Man,
they locking up people that murdered folks 20 years ago. Locking them up. Man, come on,
she was in the best shape of her life. So, and when she was in the shape needed to survive in prison, you know what I'm saying? They ain't catch her then. They catch her when her titty hanging all the way down to her foot.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? She got, cataracts in one eye, ear hair growing out of one ear, wig, you know what I'm saying? A patch of hair on the side. Now they want to catch her. She fucked up. Who's she a harm to? Y'all want to catch her now when she jacked up.
Thank you. So I think that would scare me more than getting caught in the prison. I'm thinking it's over with. Won't nobody catch me. Then 10, 20 years down the line, some young detective I want to pick up a cold case. Let me pick this up. And then they go back doing the snooping. And then next thing I know, here I am, 85 years old, getting locked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy.
I'm walking around now with an oxygen tank on, mask, doodling on myself every time I got to pee, all kind of stuff going on. You know what I'm saying? Now you want to lock me up? You know what I'm saying? My balls hanging down to my knees and whatnot. Now you want me up, sir? Man, I'm already here. Yeah, I'm already here. Get me the chair. You're going to lock me up.
But let's go back to the son, though, right? He loved his mama. Because, well, first of all, it's sad because what she did for him growing up, they called that an affluent childhood, which means you never said no to your children or child. So he's used to an affluent life, getting the Jordans and the Tommy Hilfigers. So when he got older and she said, you know what, you're a man now, you have to get it on your own, he didn't know how.
So now he robbing people.
Was to have your ass killed for the insurance money. And then his dumb ass goes out here and start blowing money like it grew on trees.
I bet you that's what happened with this boy. Because if you remember in this video, they said the mama gave him everything.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
And it wasn't enough. And, you know, he felt like he probably had to live up to a certain status. And so, hence, that's where he want mama's money. Mama not giving it to me fast enough. I got to get it. And so, I got to take mama out.
Yeah. And so, all he knows is the way his lifestyle. So, even once he had his mama killed, instead of like most criminals hiding, saving the money, he got to go back to that lifestyle that he knows. And that's what got him caught.
And now he's in prison.
Yeah.
Now he's in prison. He can't drop the soap. If he dropped the soap, let me borrow your shampoo because I can't bend down and grab it. They got him in prison drooping and stuff. That's jacked up. Ain't no way, man.
In prison, you wearing Walmart Dollar Tree stuff in prison. You got that Dollar Tree soap. You know,
food is Dollar Tree food.
Yeah, Dollar Tree food. You're not living that Cristal and Ace of Spade life like you was, you know. And they say money is the root of all evil. And it could be, man. Anytime you want to kill your parents over money, that's crazy. Because is that what happened with the Menendez brothers? They killed their parents over money, or was that over something else?
I think they killed them over something else.
Oh, something else. But
me personally, man, I just can't do prison. I know a lot of dudes like to brag about that shit, man. I'm sorry. It is nothing to brag about being in a 6'9" or 6'8" cell with another hard-legged dude that you ain't got no privacy. That means when you do that dude right there, when you shit, you might have mud, but that day, he still got to sit there while you shit, and vice versa. Y'all on bunk beds. Last time I was on bunk beds, I was a little kid. I'm not getting on no damn bunk bed. You hear me? You know, it's cold. They give you one blanket. You know what I'm saying? The damn cot is like, if it's not metal, which is bad too, but then it's like sheet thin. Ain't no way. I couldn't do it, man. I couldn't do it.
If y'all know what prison life is like.
And the women be bragging on their dudes to be in jail. He in jail. Man, he in there. You know what? Look, because I know we about to get off of here, so I'm going to say this. I can't go a month without my little man, my sweet meat man wanting to get off. I'm sorry. I can't go a month. Yo dude in there a year? What is he doing? What is he doing? He just dry the whole time? Because remember, when he out with you, man, he wants you 3 times a day. To just waiting a year?
Unless he get what they call pocket pee. You know, they make those in jail.
Yeah, unless he get that. But you know, how long is that going to last? How long is that going to last? I mean, the magazine. You know, it's only something pictures you can watch. Like, this ain't enough.
Yeah, unless he gets that. But I agree with you on that.
I couldn't do it, man.
Now we're talking about murder, so you finna go to a maximum prison.
Yeah, we talking about
make license plates and beat up bricks. It ain't like a minimum prison where you in a pod and y'all watching TV and playing spades. Murder, you going to a maximum prison. I'm with you on that. I don't, and when dudes will probably snap your neck because they ain't getting out. Most of them probably on death row, so they'll snap your neck in a heartbeat. They ain't going nowhere. So you know, yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, man. I'm talking about I can't survive a week. Them dudes doing 20 plus. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no way in hell. Ain't no way in hell, man. I can't do a week. Are y'all hearing what I'm saying? I can't do 3 days. This brother over here, man, I had a family member had 5 years, and I wanted to ask him. I still want to ask him to this day. Well, what did you do? You know what I'm saying, during them 5 years? Because I know. You know what? Give me that sheet. I'm about to make use of this sheet right now. You know what I'm saying? Opposites. When y'all going on break? I need to know when it's.
You silly.
I can't do it, man. I can't do it. I got to go right now.
And you're right about that.
365 days in a year, man.
And this is things that people are not thinking about before they do it. Like me, you used to talk about the girls had sleeping with these guys. You're not thinking about it before you do it. Then the consequences come and you want to bitch, moan, and cry. It's the same thing. Whoever decided, you know what type of mind frame you got to be in to kill a woman and then to kill somebody's mama.
Man.
The son couldn't do it. The son couldn't do it. So what crazy criminal could he find to be in the mind frame, not only kill your mama, then to go back and stab again after she's dead? Like, man, what? You got some shit.
Anybody offered that man $10,000, like $10,000 is life changing. Like, that's really gonna change his life. $10,000, what the fuck he gonna do with $10,000?
And if he got a big family, nothing.
If it's on $10,000, we blow that in half a year. Rent, groceries, inflation so damn high, hell, we might blow it in a month. You might be able to put that in the gas tank. That's how bad inflation is right now.
Yeah, you're right.
$10,000 ain't shit.
And won't be.
I was like, away for the man. And the son. I mean, okay, so you got to live up mama's money for a couple months. Now what? Now you're in there getting your hair braided by a dude.
Damn, DJ, you blew 10 grand in about a month, a few months back. Man, I need to come work where you working at. You blew 10
now
grand.
Your name
blowing money fast.
Now your name BJ got real life tone meaning to it now. Got real meaning to it now.
DJ over here blowing it. I took all.
Oh, you said BJ. I thought you were talking about if the dude in jail's name was BJ. No.
One of the guys that's talking to us, DJ. He took a $25,000 hit in a month. Ooh, boy.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I blew 10 grand in about a month. My heart
hurt for you. I grabbed my chest when you said that.
Yeah, mine too, man. That's a lot. I don't know if you owe the IRS or what. You know what I'm saying? Like, good Lord. But yeah, it just the thing that we're trying to tell y'all, don't be stupid. Money, all money ain't good money. I've turned down money before. I mean, I ain't talking about like millions of dollars, but I've turned down easy money. Let's make that. I like easy. And I'm thinking to myself, I don't need it because if I have to take this money and look over my shoulder, it ain't worth it. It's never worth it when you have to look over your shoulder. You know, when you're broke, you never have to look over your shoulder because you ain't worried about who you owe because you don't owe no damn body. But when you out here taking evil and bad money that you don't need, karma is a you know what, and it will come back to bite you in the you know what.
You got it.
You know. Oh, he squared up with the fella rallies.
oh, damn.
I paid my fair share, his fair share.
Yeah.
Yeah, Donald Trump, your fair share. Gotcha.
You can't deal with them. You can't them federal rallies now. You talking a whole something else now.
Yeah, you talking about something totally different now.
Yeah, you talking about something totally different. See, hair on my arm stood up when you said that. You said federal rallies. Shit, I made it stand up on my own arm.
Right. But yeah, man, it's never worth doing any of that stuff, killing anybody, but especially having your mama killed because she don't want to give you money. Man, you get a certain age, go on, man.
To have your mama killed.
You know, I was listening to Shannon Shaw talk one day, and he said during the pandemic, right, when he saw the federal government print up all that money, he knew it was enough for everybody. It's enough for everybody. When the federal government started printing up all that money during the 2020 pandemic, none of y'all should be broke. It's enough money out here for everybody. Do you hear me?
Let me tell you. Of course they got enough money. Because you know what money is? It's just paper. If you rip it up, how much value do it got? If you take $100 bill and you rip that $100 bill up, what is it worth?
Nothing.
It's just paper. Only ones that put value to it is the government and us.
Right. Because Nixon took it off the gold standard in 1971. Before 1971, money was backed by gold and silver. If you go on YouTube, he's doing a what do they call those presidential things where they come on TV and talk the State of Union. He's doing a State of Union. I'll just go on YouTube and type and look it up, and he'll say out his mouth that him and everybody else has decided that the dollar will no longer be backed by gold or silver. Ever since then, the money is no longer money; it's just currency.
Yeah,
it flows from one. It's a circle. It's just currency. It flows from one end to another. It's no longer
an IOU.
That thing.
That's all it is. It's an IOU.
Yeah, IOU. Yeah, basically, I'll give you this now. I owe you later.
Right, because you could go put it in the bank, but when you go to get it from the bank, you may not be able to get it there that day. It's not even that.
Correct. Yep. Depending on how much you're trying to figure out. You're absolutely correct, and you're right, David. That's why JFK was there, because he was trying to go against the Federal Reserve, which has nothing to do with the federal government. That's a whole different story. But he tried to go against the Federal Reserve, and that's why what I have heard, I won't say it's true, on why they took him out. But hey, again, that's a whole different story. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Mm-hmm. And anybody that tries to go against the Federal Reserve or stop what they're doing, you're gonna have issues. Even the President of the United States, right? But you're right. It has no backing. It only has the value that we put on it. So if somebody has $1 million and you have $1, y'all basically still worth the same.
Yep.
Yeah, allegedly. Yeah, you're right about that. Allegedly, yeah. So yeah, man, don't be killing people's parents. Go out here and find your own girlfriends. There's too many girls in this world for you to be dating somebody else's girl that you knew your homeboy was with. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's 5 years later, there's too many women out here. Go out there and find your own woman. And what was our other subject we talked about?
Parents that put their kids, they use their kids' social security number.
Parents in 2024, because some of y'all are probably 19 right now. Y'all ain't like when we were our parents in our 30s. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are 19. Don't do that crap. I don't even know if they allow you to do that now. Put stuff in your kid's name anymore like that. That was back then. Now I don't even think they allow you to do it. Because now you have to have proof of income when you do a lot of things. You know, they want to know how you make your money. Yeah. So I don't even know if they allow you to do that now.
Yeah. Yep, and that was it, man. And I tell you, a lot of dudes, I want to leave with this thought too, right? Because this is a comment I've been making, especially talking about relationships. I think a lot of men and women too, but mostly men, don't realize, first and foremost, how outnumbered we are compared to females. Yeah. There's like something like 8 to 9 females to one dude. And I'm talking about a world. Y'all know how big the world is? And the great thing about it is with the internet, you could connect with people in other places, whereas before you couldn't.
That's right.
You can literally meet people in other places. You know what I'm saying? And dudes, I think, man, they don't really get that point. You know, they be dealing with stuff with females and vice versa. I don't want the females to feel like I'm picking on y'all. You know, a lot of females say it's vice versa too. But this is the Nashville Cavemen podcast. So I'm always directed toward the men, have conversation with the fellas. So fellas, the world is so big, man.
It is.
So big. Don't lose yourself over somebody that's around the way. And the world is as deep as the ocean. I'm just telling y'all.
That was dope. It is, man. Go find you somebody. If you live in Tennessee, find you somebody who's came from Kentucky down to MTSU to get their education. Or hell, if you've been in Tennessee all your life, leave the state and go somewhere. Go to South Dakota or Iowa or Wyoming and learn something new. Meet other people.
You ain't even got to go in the States.
Don't stay in the state. Yeah, that's true. Don't stay in the same neighborhood all your life to where you might end up dating your best friend's cousin. Like, come on, man. That don't make sense.
Man, we was talking. Man, that's another subject. We're gonna talk about that next week. About how after a certain amount of generations, you are supposed to leave. You are not supposed to eat where you sit at. Meaning that if it's 4 or 5 generations of y'all, eventually you're gonna lose track of who you're akin to. Because you can't keep up with all your relatives. Get up, pack up and leave. You're supposed to relocate to where you don't have family and start anew. And after a couple generations, a certain generation is supposed to do what? Pack up and leave.
Yeah.
Y'all ain't supposed to keep having kids in the same spot, man. That's why y'all kids got 3 eyes and 4 arms. Because y'all keep having them in the same spot.
These kids got learning disability. Because I seen somebody who mom and daddy, it's a long time ago, they look alike. They was like, my mom and daddy are not related. And I said they might not be, technically. But your mom and your daddy look too close. They look more like...
But let me ask you a question. And here's the question, side. And this is why I want to talk about this. How many men have went out and had multiple kids with multiple women? And them women don't like each other, so the kids never get to know each other.
That's right.
Right? And then they meet, they run and bump into each other. They having, you know what I'm saying, intercourse in a relationship. They don't know that they're siblings. They're attracted to each other, but they're attracted to themselves because they look like each other. You know what I'm saying? You know, to them they don't. You know what I'm saying? But everybody else see it like, damn, y'all do resemble. That's some scary shit. Because, you know, you always hear couples say, we've been together so long, we almost look like we could be related.
That's true, too. You know, they never seen the TV shows and they look at each other and be like, it's something about you I just can't put my finger on. But it's just that. I just feel this between us. Yeah, because y'all related.
Scary shit. Scary shit, man.
But, you know, as much as the old folks have taught me, I never knew that, Damo. See, I learned something new today. I didn't know after so many generations that generation is supposed to get out and move. I didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? I never heard.
Not to, because
you learn something new.
Because your cousins marry people and they have kids, and they kids is part of your bloodline too, and it's too much. It's too much.
So now, when I was in high school, we had what we call DO9 classes, and then with people with learning disabilities, I see now they probably got a learning disability, some type of disability, because they product of 2 first cousins sleep with each other that didn't know. You know what I'm saying?
I know we're getting ready to go, Sky, but let me flip this and I'm gonna give y'all something real serious to think about. If you ever notice, when you go to, before you get married, they do what? One of the major things they do before people get married is what?
Go to marriage counseling?
Blood, they draw blood.
Do they?
They have to draw blood and do a medical exam to make sure y'all not related.
Wow.
The reason why they do that is because people stay and build in the same spot and they never move. And it's hard for them to keep up. Well, who is who? So they do blood tests. You do a medical exam. That's why.
Did not know that.
Now, the scary part about that is back then, people would get married before they had kids. So if they were related, they would find out before they had a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Now, people have kids before they get married. And some of them don't even get married. So how many people can you imagine out here screwing a cousin that they don't even know is a cousin? It ain't that they knew, it's that their family growing so rapid and so fast. Daddy got about 10 kids with 3 different women.
Yeah. And especially if the dad is dead, so nobody really knows. He didn't produce all these women and he didn't die.
If he's not around the kids, how do the kids know?
And well, you know, I went to a funeral. It's like I've been everywhere. I went to a funeral one time where a lot of people realized that they were related through the funeral. Like, they can't be your daddy. That's my dad. No, that's my daddy. No, that's my uncle. No, that's my uncle. Like, oh, hell, here we go. Y'all welcome to Edge Hill. When y'all hear me talk, y'all welcome to Edge Hill back in the 80s. Welcome to Edge Hill.
Start, man.
I'll tell you.
Man, y'all better be careful out here, man. People be thinking about the little stuff like STD. Do you got something? They be thinking about that. They don't think about the other stuff like, are we related? You know what I'm saying? Because that's the thing about these broken homes. People don't really know their history because their homes are broken.
No,
so they don't know.
Yeah, absolutely, they do
and
not.
That is, I know we got to get ready to get up out of here. But that is something I want y'all to think about. Y'all with somebody, y'all better start asking questions and doing research. Y'all better, I'm telling you.
That is absolutely true. Instead of just popping ecstasy and having sex with the person. And I thought that's what people are supposed to do, is to get to know folks, even if it's not a marriage relationship, even if y'all going to just be friends with benefits, you still want to get to know somebody. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta know them.
That way, if your ass come up missing, your family at least know who the last person you was with. They ain't even doing that no more. So yeah, but I can see that happening. I know it probably has happened.
I know
the
it
men
happened.
back in the 70s and 80s were whores. Do you hear me? Whores. They had wives at home, and they had wives on the other side of town, and then that's just the wives. We talking about the girlfriends and just friends for one night. Man, I'm telling you, babies and diseases was, woo, Jesus.
Man. But hey, man.
That's why when you're in school and you got the same last name, well, are y'all related? No, I don't know who that person is, but your last name is they say like, it sure is, but I ain't never met that person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And you don't think about it because how many Smiths or Thomas or Allens are out there? There's so many different versions you don't know, and so that's the scary part.
So you don't know if you married to somebody with the same last name, or you related to somebody who's gotten married, or their parents have gotten married, had that same last name, but changed to something else due to marriage, or hiding from the law, or whatever the hell they changed their name for. So it's too many variables to know who you are related to until you do, like you said, some type of lineage, taking blood and getting to know each other, going to family reunions. I don't know people do that anymore. Go to family reunions.
I used to use the family reunion just for that. Just to make sure. I used to go and I used to make sure I took a photographic memory. And how many family reunions have we showed up and been like, damn, we cousins? That's scary, man.
And then you had some, because on my daddy's side, they did their family reunions like every 2 or 3 years. And then you have something to do it every year. So those every 2, 3, 4 years, man, that still could get messy too.
Not gonna happen.
I think y'all should be. I think y'all need to have family reunions every 2 years, maybe every 6 months. The way some of y'all out here having sex every 6 months, make sure that, man.
Every 3 months, man. Some of y'all need to be having family reunions every 3 months, and it should be a requirement that everybody show up. And if you don't show up, you should have a Facebook page with everybody's picture, so you'll be able to go in there and look to see who your cousin is, who their parents is.
That's right. Yeah. And then it's sad if a family member goes out of town and has a family, right? And then that family, the offspring of that family, comes back in town trying to figure out where they originated from, and then it's when they start running into cousins and stepsisters and stepbrothers, and there you go again. As well, learning disability. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now with 3 eyes, look like the fish.
3 eyes, 4 arms, and both body parts. You got a puss and dick.
Yeah,
both of them. You just get 10 toes on 1 foot. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. And I used to think this stuff was just for TV, Damo, because I did watch those type of sick horror movies where the son is sleeping with the mama and all that. But and then back in the day, they used to have those little sick TV shows where the brother was in love with his sister and all that old crap. I thought it was just for TV, but now I see people doing that stuff for real. Like, man, that's crazy.
Could you imagine 2 of them, like the parents didn't get along, so they didn't know they were siblings, and they go to the same school, like each other, have a kid, then find out, you know that's your brother, and you know that's your sister, then it's too late. What do? You done got married to the chick or had 2 kids with the chick, or if you're the chick, you done had 2 kids by this dude, and then you find out, what do you do?
That's right. What can you do?
You're screwed.
You are screwed. And that's why we have this talk show, this podcast on Tuesdays. So a lot of y'all won't get screwed anymore.
Man, I know we
unless you just don't give a damn. Then if you want people who don't give a damn, then that's on you.
Yeah, some of y'all probably on the phone making calls now to y'all doctor.
Yeah, surely is. Y'all better be doing something. And if y'all married and y'all think y'all husbands out here having second families, y'all better be asking questions. Like, look, you got kids here. If you got kids somewhere else, you need to come out and tell us that so our kids don't run into them kids. You know what I'm
these
saying?
people out here, they doing it for real. They doing it for real, y'all.
Yeah, man. It's a sick, sad world. It is.
Man, this has been an absolute fun show. I already can't wait for next Tuesday. We got some good topics. Tomorrow, I'm going to post the show for next week. It's very interesting, man. So y'all make sure y'all tune in. Make sure y'all tune in tonight. Sky, go ahead and drop the information on them again.
And don't forget the D Bling Radio Show tonight from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. and the replay from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. So check out the D Bling Radio Show every Tuesday night. We have new music, and hey, we're gonna have some fun tonight.
Most definitely, man. And if you guys are on Bigo, that is BIGO. Man, look me up on there as big_Damo. Look me up on Bigo. I'm live on there every day. When I do my workout, I actually record my workout live. So I'll be live this evening, and y'all get to see me on the Stairmaster and curling. And right now, most of the time when I do my Bigo, I get some and I just start curling, man, trying to just get stronger and take better care of my body and whatnot. So, you know, y'all, if y'all on Bigo, again, that's BIGO. I got the little dinosaur to go, Bigo, Bigo. If y'all on there, man, look me up. And add me.
Shouts out to CAI. Again, we'll be in Swag April 27th. And then CAI will be at No Limit Pro April 28th.
No doubt, man.
Yeah, so, you know, we trying to get it together, CAI. So, you know, and thanks to everybody who's commented. Thank you, David. Thank you, Angela. Thank you. Did I miss anybody? Miranda G. Thank all of y'all for Classic Man. Thank all of y'all for commenting and watching. You know, every Tuesday, man, we try to get together and have real adult conversations.
Yep, and I'm going to give a shout out to my people on Bigo. Little Baby, shout out to you, man. Thank you for sliding through. Pretty Mama, thank you for sliding through, man. I appreciate you guys gifting me. Mary Moore, Fresh, 901 Dookie. Let's see. I'm strolling through here trying to see. To my family, the House of China that comes through. Shout out to the House of China. Face Rider, shout out to Face Rider. These are my Bigo family. And everybody else that's watching. Victoria Smith, thank you for joining. And I hope you guys join us next Tuesday, same time, man. We always on 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 12 Central. So y'all can always catch us on here. China, shout out to China also. All right, so that's it, man. Thank y'all for tuning in and chilling with us.
Yep.
Hey, y'all want to be here next week, I'm telling y'all. Because this thing gets wilder and wilder as we go, Sky. I know it gets wilder and wilder, man.
Shouts out to everybody, man. Shout out to everybody in Philly. Again, had a great time at WrestleMania. Shouts out to y'all. And we'll see y'all next week, right?
That's right, man. Same time, same place, man. Peace out.
All right. Peace.